Hello and welcome to another playthrough series from me, Rough Swordsman Wargamer. This time it's a game from Strategemata, part of the Great Battles of Small Unit series, Battles of the Black Cavalry. Now this game does come with the series rules, so if you get one of these games, they're sort of references to other games in the series. This is the series rule book. The specific special rules for each game in the series is included in the box, and here's some of the special rules for Battles of the Black Cavalry, and there are some more here, so bear that in mind, don't forget those. Now in the game there are scenarios, there are two small ones which are here, and we'll actually be playing this one. We'll have a look at that in a moment. So two small scenarios, a sort of medium-sized one, and then two huge scenarios. So let's have a look at the one we're playing. Attack on Chambois, 19th of August, 1944. On August the 19th, at 6:45 p.m, the attack on Chambois commenced. Major Zagorzelski attacked the town from the northern side using the 10th Dragoons Regiment. Independently, and almost at the same time, the town was attacked from the south by the American 90th Infantry Division. An Allied airstrike that followed shortly created great confusion. Fires started among the buildings. Fortunately, friendly fire did not occur. The Germans tried to offer a defence in some houses here and there, but their resistance quickly ceased under the weight of the vicious attacks. Okay, here are the counters that we're going to use, represented on this scenario sheet here. You can see they are company strength, apart from these, which are actually individual units. We'll come on to that when we get playing the game. But what do these numbers mean? Well, here on the left hand side at the bottom is its firepower. The one in brackets is its range, and the one on the right here is morale. The little number in the box here is its movement value, and if it's blue, it's non-motorized. There are also black boxes, but there aren't any in this scenario. Also, you can see there are a couple of HQs. Now these can attack as normal, but their main use is to help out with attacks from the other units. And here we can see it. This is one of the problems for me, especially with these type of games, with these small counters, is I find it quite hard to see with my doddly old eyes, so bear that in mind. We've got a 4, and that is its support. That's what it sort of adds to the attack, if you like. And in brackets is the distance it has to be away from the target. Okay, we'll get the game set up, and we'll see you on the table. Right, before we start, let's have a quick look at the scenario sheet. Here you can see it says cards, Allies 6, Germans 4. Now if you've seen my unboxing, you'll know that the whole game is driven by a pack of cards. There are no dice. So that's the opening hands for the two sides, for them to use during their turns, if you like. The initiative, it says Allies get 3 cards, and we'll look at that when we start the game. Low ammo level. This isn't used in this scenario. That means that if you draw certain cards, you keep using up your ammo, and if it gets to a certain number, you can't do so many things because your ammo's low. Now the victory conditions, it says Allied forces win if by the end of the scenario hexes 0708, 0707, 0607 and 0606 are clear of German forces, and I've marked those on the map so you'll be able to see those in a moment. And down here it says, after dealing the cards which players begin the game, that's these up here, the Allied player can perform one airstrike. The Allies can attack one hex in Chambois of those numbers with a strength of 3. So we'll see how that works. Right, let's get going. So here's the setup on the map, and because it's a small scenario, we're only using the sort of bottom half of the map. So I've got my sort of terrain effects chart and scenario instructions up there. Also, I've marked on here level 1 and 2 because that's marked up at the top of the map and we can't see it down here. So this is ground level, if you like, and this is the next level up. And this will have consequences for line of sight and all that sort of thing. These, by the way, if you again watch my unboxing, I wondered what they were. And those are actually hedges which block line of sight. So there we are. Right, as I say, this uses a deck of cards, and the values are ace is 1, and the other number cards 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are worth what they say, and court cards are all worth 1 point. So picture cards, Jack, Queen, Kings are all 1 point. So what I'll do, I'll give it a shuffle. And the court cards have a special use in the game. They are like random generators of things that can happen. There we are. So we get 6 for the Allies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 4 for the Germans. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now the first thing it says, before we start the game, we've dealt out the opening hands. We can do an airstrike, or the Allies can do an airstrike on one of these hexes. So these are the hexes, by the way, that we have to clear of the Germans as the Allies. And the Germans have obviously got to stop us. And this airstrike, we can attack either this hex, or this hex. Now obviously we want to attack this hex. Now the way airstrikes work is these little suit icons in the hexes are used for airstrikes, artillery strikes and sniper attacks. Now in this game we're only going to have sniper attacks and one airstrike. So let's zoom in and see if we can see what's going to happen in Chambois. Here we are. Here's Chambois. Here's this gun here, this anti-tank gun that's sitting in that town. And we're going to try and do an airstrike on it. Now to do that, you can see it's sitting in a spades hex. And with the cards, we are going to draw a single card and we're going to see what suit it is. Now this I've played once or twice. So again, the rules, I'm still sort of gelling them in my mind. But this doesn't seem to be very successful. Unlike the description of the scenario, where houses caught fire and all that sort of thing, this depends, of course, whether or not we draw a spade. So let's see what happens. Oh, it... But don't get too excited yet. So that's the spade. So we have actually hit that hex. Now we have to resolve the airstrike. First of all, we have to find the defense value of the unit we're attacking here. Now, its defense value is its morale, in this case 5, plus any cover it gets from the hex it is in. And if we look on the terrain effects chart, we can see a town gives a cover of 3. So that unit there has a defense value of 8. Now in the scenario sheet it said the airstrike has a attack value, strength if you like, of 3. So what we do now is to draw a card and add its value to 3. If it's more than 8, we have hit that gun there in Chambois. So let's have a go. Ready? 6. 6 and 3 is 9. We have hit the gun, and if you beat its defensive value, you then disorganize it. And we put one of these things on it, and you can see its morale goes down by -1, which is used for its defense. So that goes on there, and that unit now cannot fire, cannot move, can't do anything really. It has to remove that during its, if it gets the initiative, it can try to remove it. So, that's it. Let's start turn 1. Oh, before we move on, just a quick thing, in case I get any questions. Normally, during an attack, if a unit has sort of gun armour ratings on it, and there we can see the 3/3, I hope. That is taken into account, but it's not for airstrikes and artillery strikes, I believe. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Right, let's get to see who does the first turn, who gets initiative. Right, we're back up at the scenario sheet for a second. If you remember, up here it says initiative, allies get 3 cards. So what happens is we take 3 cards from our deck. 1, 2, 3. We turn them over, see what we get. We've got an ace of clubs. Now we're just looking at the suits here. We've got the queen of hearts, and we've got the ace of spades. Now, as I said, court cards, when they come in to play, will generate a random event, but only if they're drawn from the deck, not from your hand, and it is not the initiative sort of phase. So that queen doesn't do anything. But you see we have a club, a heart and a spade. That means the allies get the club, the heart and the spade on the ally side, and the diamond gets turned over and shows the German side. Now this is why it's quite different from most games, because we are now going to draw another card to see who gets the initiative. So you can see the allies have got a bigger chance of getting the initiative for the first turn. So let's see. And the card drawn is 4 of spades. So that means the allies get the first sort of go, if you like. So they're going on the track here, showing the allies get a first go, and the spade counter gets turned over. So if we draw another spade, or indeed a diamond, next turn, the Germans will have a go. There's no you go, I go here. There's only people who have initiative, or the side that has the initiative, and the other side reacts to it. Right, now we know who's going first, or has got the initiative. Let's get going. So the first thing we do is give orders to our formations. We've got one formation here. Here are the Poles, trundling up the road, and trundling up this road are the Americans. Now each formation, as you can see, is a different sort of colour. This is like an orangey colour. This one is more red, and it's the same with the Germans. We've got green, it says Grun. This is part of the Grun. And we have another one here. Now each of these are formations and have to be activated separately. We can activate one formation for free, but that's all we can do. But we have two formations, so we want to activate both of them. And there's a cost. The cost is 2 points per formation. So for the Allies, it'll be 4 points to activate both of those. For the Germans, incidentally, they have one formation here. These are all, even though they're not on the same sort of hexes, they're the same formation, so that will cost 2. But units, support units, only cost 1. Unless, of course, they're on the same hex as a company. So it's going to cost us 4 to activate those. So we look at our cards, and what have we got here? We've got, well, and remember, these don't activate random events if they're put down from the hand, but these are only worth 1. We need 4. We can only play 1 card, so we'll have to play this 5, and that will let us activate both those formations. So what are we going to do? Well, these units down here have a range of 3, apart from the HQ, 1, 2, 3, but they are on a higher level. So line of sight is blocked. I believe if they were here, we could see them, but we can't see those. They can't see us. And we're too far away from this one to have a pop at it. So what I think we'll do is I think we'll move. This has got a movement of 3. These are clear hexes, so that's a 1 cost. But I probably want to go up here, but something will happen. But we're going up from level 1 to level 2, and that will cost for non-motorised units an extra 1. So we've got a movement of 3. 1, 2, yeah, we can move there. 1, 2, 3. Unfortunately, this can now see us, and they will do what is known in most other games as opportunistic fire, opportunity fire. So what happens now, to see how many of those sort of opportunity fires it gets. So we take the pack of cards, and we take the top card off, and it is a 10. Oh dear, that's not good for the Allies, because we then look up on a little table in the rule book that says how many sort of shots it's going to get. And as you can see, it says card value minus ammo. Well, we're not using the low ammo rule, remember, but we drew a 10. That means they get 3 defensive fires. Oh dear. The only good thing is they can't fire more than once on the same hex, unless it moves again. So I think it will fire. It's going to have a go at this unit here. So we resolve combat. The defensive value of this American unit is 5. It has a morale of 5. It's in a clear hex, so it doesn't get any sort of cover addition. So 5. The unit attacking with defensive fire has an attack of 1. Bit of a long shot, but it's going to have a go. If the Germans had initiative and were attacking, they would double their firepower, but not when it's defensive fire. There is no gun armour rating on these non-motorised units, so 5 to beat. They have a 1 already. Let's see how they go. Oh, and they threw another. That's 1. So they've missed, but this is now a random event. And you look up the random events in the back of the book here. That's them all there. And it's the Queen of Spades. And the Queen of Spades is change of orders. Players or player with the initiative can discard any number of cards and draw replacements from the deck. So let's have a look. Here's the allies. Well, we've got a couple of duff cards there, a couple of goodies. So I think let's get rid of those two, and I'm going to draw two more. And we get, oh, no. Well, we've got another good one and a bit of a duff one. So there we go. That's done. They have missed and have used up one of their defensive fires. They cannot fire on that same hex again, I believe. So I think if I move this one up, 1, 2, 3, this cannot fire again because it's the same hex. If I'm wrong, let me know. One of the sort of minor issues I had is because they're a Polish company, they have translated the rules into English. Now don't get me wrong, their English is far better than my Polish, but some of the syntax is a little bit, you have to reread it a few times. It's not a big problem, but if I get some of the rules wrong, let me know, because it'll help everybody else. But as I say, it's a very minor issue. Right, they've moved. During, whoever has the initiative can move, fire, rally, get rid of these things, or dig in. We don't want to dig in, we've only got 5 turns, we've got to clear all of this, and these are going to try and stop us. I don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to move down to support, or are they going to cut? Oh, I don't know. Let's see. This is out of range, so I'm going to move this 1, 2, 3. So I might want to do some close combat next turn, where we actually go into that hex and do a close combat. Or do I? This can now see me, I think. So I'll move there. That can't see me now, I believe, because of the level difference. Again, tell me if I'm wrong. It's one of the things I was a little bit iffy about, was the line of sight rules. Okay, this has a range of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's okay. That can stay there. That can support any of these when if they fire next turn. So just these to do now. Well, I think we're not going to move. I think we're just going to go and have a go at these. This one is having a go. Now, some of these have steps, have reduced states. Some don't. I think this one has. So what we'll do is we'll have a go at this one with this. Now, because it's our initiative, or say ours, the allies, firepower is doubled. So that's 4. And we can use 4 extra because of this HQ. We can either use the whole lot on this attack, or we can split them if we're going to attack with others up to a maximum of 4. But I'm going to use the whole lot. So we've got 8 here, because as it's our initiative, as I say, we can double our firepower. 8. We're going to attack this one. That's the one with the step on it, isn't it? Yes. Now it has a morale of 5, and it's in a village. And this village has a cover value of 2. So it gets 7 altogether. 7, and we are 8. Now I can either take a card from the top of the deck or use one of these. Now remember, if we beat the defence, they get disorganised, and if we do it twice as high, we get a step loss from them. So They're 7, we are 8. 14 will be double. So we're going to play the 7. That gives us 15, which is more than twice the defensive value of this one. So not only does it get disorganized, it gets a step loss. So it can't fire next turn. It has to remove that if it can. So that's those two done. I think what we'll do is have another go. Bit of a long shot. It's got a fire value of 2. 1, 2, 3. We're in range. So that doubles up to 4. That is still, now it's got morale of -1, so it's only got a 4 morale. 4. And the defensive value of the village is 2, so that's 6. 4 against 6. Let's have a look. Shall we go for it and destroy that unit? So we've got 4. They are 6. We need to get 8. We'll use this one, and we're going to again reduce the step. They can't get disorganized twice. If it was just disorganized for a second time, it would retreat. But now, because it's twice the value, we are getting rid of that. It's already lost a step. So that's them gone. And our last, well, that's how to go. Yeah, it's our last go. We'll attack with this one. 1, 2, 3. Yes, we're in range. So we're attacking this. Oops. Let's just put my cards back down there. We are getting through them rather rapidly. That's the problem, you see. 4 against 5, 6, 7. So we need 14. Oh, reckless. Yes. People who have played this game are going, well, you're going to be in a bit of trouble now because you've got no cards left. So we've got 4 plus the 10 is 14. That's more than double the defensive value. So this would lose a step, but as you saw earlier, doesn't have one. They've gone. That's it. That's their go. So these come off at the end of the movement-y phase, if you like. They don't keep hold of those. And that's it. Right, it is now the initiative phase again. So, once more, we'll move up here. And as you can see, that's the situation. Let's see what card we draw, and it is a heart. And unfortunately for the Germans, you can see the heart is showing the Allied side. So that does get turned over. That does mean next turn, it's more likely the Germans will get the initiative, and that moves to track 2. So the Allies get another go. Right, I've got to pay to move my formations or do things with my formations. Remember, we've got 2 formations, one here, so that's 4. But look what we got left. Look, I've got rid of all my cards. This is the problem. I can only play 1 card, so I can only activate 1 unit or 1 formation. So being a bit cavalier with my cards. So I'm just going to activate this formation and play the 3. We could be in trouble. So I think what we'll do then is make the most of it, and we're going to attack this unit here. This can't do anything because it's disorganized, and we'll probably attack it with that and see if we'd have any luck. So this has a defense of a morale, of 4. It's in a village, which I'm looking it up, has a cover of 2, so it has 6. We've got 4. Now I could use this to add 4 to that. Yeah, let's take a chance. Okay, so we're going to have 4. Whoops. 4 plus 4 is 8. So we've got 8. The Germans have got a defence of 4, 5, 6. So 8 already. We've won. So, I'm going to take a card. You can either play one from your hand, but that's useless. That's only worth 1. So we're 8. He's 6. We've won anyway, but I want to try and annihilate it. So we need a 5 or more from the deck. Let's have a look. 4! No! So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's got to be more than doubled. So it is just disorganised, which is okay. So that one's had a go. This one's having a go, but it hasn't got any HQ support. Same thing though. This is now lowered by 1. So it's 3 morale plus 2 for the village. That's 5. This is 4. I'm going to draw another card because I've only got the Queenie left. So let's see what we get. Oh, not much. 9. 9 plus 4 is 13. That is more than enough to make this have a step loss. And it doesn't have anything on the back. It is gone as well. Crikey. Okay. Just this one. Let's do a bit of close combat. Right. So to close combat, I think it's 1 to get in there. Now, how many to get into that town? No, I've got to stop. To get to do close combat, I've got to end my turn adjacent. So we're going to end it there. Next turn, we'll try a bit of close combat if we can. And what I'll do, what sort of range has that got? Got 7 anyway. I'm just going to move this up 1, just for the cover. And that's it. That is all we can do. We're going to try and get some cards. The only way we can get cards is through random events. So, hopefully we've done enough to break the back of the German defence in Chambois. So, we'll see how we go. There we are. That's great battles of small units. Battles of the Black Cavalry from Strategemata. It's really different. It's I'm enjoying this. But then, being new to this war game thing, everything is great at the moment. I'm like a kid in a sweet shop, or as you say across the pond there, in a candy store. So, if you've enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, push the bell, all that sort of thing. And once again, thank you so much to my subscribers. I am truly amazed that I've got that amount of people who are prepared to watch this stuff I put out. So, until the next time, when it's we're going to have the initiative turn again, and it looks like the Germans may well get a go because, as you can see there, a lot of their counters are turned upwards. So, on a spade, heart or diamond, they get the initiative and they may well try and claw their way back. Can't see it myself, but then the way I play games, you never know. So, until next time, you take care and goodbye.